clue what I'm about, could gut you like a trout. Don't know what my business does, get lost, you ain't my cuz. Make me come or make me cash, you can't even make me laugh. So many stalkers, think they're big talkers, a little too busy, seeing what they want. Razzlekhan here, and I want to talk about this dope bag that I made. It says Professional Badass. Talk more about it in a second. But it's really more than just a saying in art. It is a way of life. Most people, well, I was gonna say most people don't know this about me, but that's not really true. It's like, I feel like I live in two worlds with a little bit of overlap. So like, there's the people who know Razzlekhan and have seen me get ratchet and pasties and, you know, be my synesthesia self, completely unfiltered, raw, authentic. And then there's the people who know Heather, the CEO, boss bitch, like software, money-making monetizer, and like, they're both me. They're both just different sides of me. And in a weird way, I think like me being a writer is part of what made Razzlekhan happen, that and Burnout. So a couple years ago, I was working a lot on my last company, which still exists, but different than I did before. It's not my main focus anymore. My other software company is. But I got really burnt out. And I think burnout was something that was actually coming for a while for me. I feel like, I don't even know how long, like maybe before I moved to New York. Because my work-life balance in San Francisco was pretty toxic because I had the same kind of attitude that a lot of my friends had, which was like, oh, do you want to meet up? Yeah. Oh, can I work half an hour more, an hour more? Oh. And like, all we do is work and then occasionally hang out once in a rare while and get fucked up. I learned a lot. I grew fast. I don't regret what I did, but like, I think I was pretty unhappy. I had a lot of times where I was very happy, but like, I don't know. I don't want to say it was hollow because I had plenty of like meaningful moments. And I think that's kind of what international travel always was for me. Like no matter how digital or how fast-paced or ambitious my life was, I would always take that time and like go back to the village, whether it was in Vietnam, whether it was in Sinai with like the Bedouin, whether it was in Tunisia with friends, whatever. That was sort of how I like became myself again. But back to Razzlekhan and the whole burnout thing. So I got really burnt out. I moved to New York. That's when I knew I was completely burnt out, but it was kind of a long time coming from tech in the Bay Area. And I don't know, I think I was searching for something more bigger for a little while. And that's probably why I had interviewed Awkwafina. This was before Crazy Rich Asians. This was before even like the Oceans, I don't know, 8? There's so many Oceans, I don't know which one. Movie she was in. I met with her in Brooklyn, her and her producer, very nice guy, her producer, and she's awesome too. And I think that really inspired me, but I think on some level I was already seeking that subconsciously, and that's why I cold emailed her to interview her. And I'm so glad I did, because that moment definitely solidified this idea to pursue an alter ego. Like, I almost felt like I was having this conversation with myself as far as, like, we're both only children and feeling like you maybe, like, don't fit in, or, like, you create your own universe as kind of like an only child when you're, like, home alone, like, playing with yourself, like, having to use your imagination and creativity because you don't have any siblings or like anyone else. At least that was me and a little bit of what she told me. And so her alter ego, Awkwafina, is really, it's more than just an alter ego. It allows her to be things she wouldn't be otherwise, to do things she wouldn't do. Like, basically she said that Awkwafina is much more confident than Nora and more shameless. And I really feel like that about Razzlekhan too, where, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm shameless, but like Razzlekhan's 10x that. It's like the hyperbole of myself. Like, I'm leaning into this thing that like I'm always some of that, but not like at that level. And the other person or people that I interviewed, but really it was a person who inspired me, was Mickey Avalon. And so Awkwafina has this song, My Badge, that was a response to Mickey Avalon's My Dick. And that was really interesting. Like, Mickey Avalon had been a really big inspiration of mine for a long time because it's just so like lewd and raw, and like I love his story. I mean, there was a point where he was hawking cock for rock, you know? He was working the street to fulfill his addiction, and that interview was honestly one of my favorite interviews still, along with the Awkwafina one, but for very different reasons, although both of them inspire me a lot. So I think to like meet these people that had done what I wanted to do and have them be like not just so encouraging, but like basically to like explain to me their motivation and inspiration and what their experience with all that had been like. And I really just felt it like reflecting with like what I was looking for, as far as like I wanted another creative pursuit and another creative outlet. And unfortunately, like, I wasn't getting that with writing anymore. I've always loved writing. I've been writing since I was like 4 years old, but like I felt like I was in a straitjacket. With like my business columns and like even the company blog, which like with all that, I pushed the envelope. I did a lot more than anyone else that was in my position did. Like, some of the stuff I wrote, my dad was like, that should have been in Rolling Stone or Playboy, not wherever. And I mean, like, I would like to write for those outlets too, but the thing is, with both Razzlekhan and Heather, the CEO boss bitch, professional badass, there's like this overlap. And so Razzlekhan really helps me find my motivation and courage for everything. And then like in a way I also use it as an incentive for my software CEO goals. Like, you accomplish this, then you get to do this for Razzlekhan. But I feel like it also lets me explore marketing. Razzlekhan lets me explore marketing in a way that I can't with like my business writing, or like as the CEO of a software company, a B2B software company. I'm fairly limited with like what I can do. Like, I really push the limit with everything always and do things differently than everyone else. But like, you know, I can't be like talking about my badge in that situation. And, you know, that's part of who I am. So, the whole idea of like professional badass, which is this bag I berazzled, is that it's a whole lifestyle of badassery, whether you're a CEO or just a shameless trailblazing artist or innovator of any kind. And the front of it, so this bag's kind of interesting. The front of it I berazzled, and it's actually inspired by ketchup and mustard. This was an old Victoria's Secret tote bag I covered up, one of those free ones you buy, like a couple bras, spend $50, you get it, whatever. And this, on the back, you have what are called nazar. In Turkish, they're like the evil eye, kind of like my tat that glows in the dark. This actually glows in the dark. I can show you with a black light. But yeah, so professional badass is really a state of mind more than an occupation. And I hope you found this interesting. I hope, like, if you ever feel like you are maybe like not fitting in, or you feel like you're not sure what to do with your life, or you feel like you want to do something but it's not like what other people do, or if it's like something that's never been done before, just know that you're not alone, you know? And know that you can do it. And what I'm going to be talking about in my upcoming Razzlekhan videos, among other things, like sharing art and like new music and other stuff, I'm going to be giving some advice for entrepreneurs and people who want to make their own path in life. Whether that's with creating a company or freelancing, or, you know, there's plenty of ways to monetize other than a traditional job. And I'll be sharing how to do that. But I don't just want to do like the Tim Ferriss kind of advice. Like, I know how to give that. I know a lot of like top people who give advice to tech companies, tech CEOs, like top sales leaders, and like, I could do that, but that's not what I want. I've done enough of that already. What I want is to have a conversation and inspire people that are more misfit than that. And like, misfit could be in a corporate job. You could be a CEO, you could be an employee, you could be whatever. Or misfit could be like someone totally out of that world. But I want to make you realize that there is a whole world of opportunity out there, and that you don't have to conform to anyone or anything or any way. You can completely create your own destiny with words and software. So that's it for now. Be sure to follow to see more videos. Razzle dazzle.